Aloha YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. Adriana here. Listen, do you want to know how to write amazing sales emails that are effective, that get opened, that are relevant to your audience and will make your clients happy? If you want to know, make sure you stay tuned. I'm about to share my screen with you and I'm going to show you how I would write a sales email from start to finish. So let's get into it. Hello, okay, welcome to my screen. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you how I would write a sales email that would be inviting you into my copywriting challenge. So listen, when it comes down to doing sales emails, all you have to know is the product, the audience, brand voice, and all the usual stuff that you do for copywriting. Let me just maximize myself since I'm still here. So basically, just to explain to you a little bit about my challenge, because I want you to understand what I'm writing the email for. So the challenge is a 5-day challenge, and the aim of it is to help people like yourself get into copywriting by getting their first clients in 5 days. So the reason I'm choosing to write a sales email for this specific thing is to show you because it will be the easiest thing for you to understand, like why I put the email, why I wrote the email the way I wrote it, because you already understand the target audience, because it's you know my brand voice because that's me, and you understand the product pretty easily. Now I can show you examples of different sales emails as well throughout this tutorial, just so that you get a better understanding of how they're formed. But what I'm going to focus on is showing you the different techniques and stuff like that, and my writing process. So just to break it down to you, I want to show you my landing page for the channel. So imagine that if I was your client, that's the first thing you would ask me. You would ask to see the product and to see the landing page and see the funnel around it and how someone is going to get into the sales email sequence. So if I was to show you, if I was your client, I would say, listen, let's say your name is Bob for the sake of the tutorial. I'd say, Bob, listen, this is the landing page. It's very simple. The benefit of the challenge is that you'll get the prospect will get their first client in just 5 days. We already have testimonials. We have explained the process, like what happens once someone joins and what's inside. So that is the challenge, and this is where the email is going to send the traffic. And the traffic is going to come from my email list, from people who have downloaded, who have previously bought my ebook or downloaded a free resource from my website. So now your job is to just write a quick email to my list announcing the 5-day copywriting challenge and inviting everybody to join. So let's go. So the first thing I will do, file, new, and I'll show you how to format it as well, right? So I'm going to do it in Pages, but you can do it in Google Docs as well. So here I am, okay? So we know that my target audience are new copywriters. So if I was thinking about the subject line, here's the thing. You want to keep the subject line short. Why? Because nowadays when you go into your inbox, and most of us do it on our phones, we only see about 30 characters. So you don't want to make your subject line too long, because then it just gets mixed in with like super e-commerce-y brands, and also it just looks more personal when it's short, right? So if I was to write the subject line to a person who has never heard of this challenge, but I know that they're into copywriting and they're learning copywriting, here's what I would write. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, so I came up with a couple of different headlines. Look at them. They are so short. No emojis, no BS. So the first one is just, how's it going? Because you have to understand that if they have subscribed to my email list, especially if it's recently, they should already recognize that kind of who I am. So when I say how's it going, they know it's going to be related to copywriting. So if the resources I've given them previously were useful, they will for sure open this email up. Take a look at this. It's a call to action. I think that's pretty good and inviting. A message for Bob. 5-day course for you, or wanna test the course. Like these are a couple of different ideas, but do you see like they're short? So these two, what I did here is I'm talking about the course or the challenge. So I'm trying to kind of use the word course as the hook. And then obviously this implies that it's free. This has a number in it, so it could be quite good. I'd probably test them. And then how's it going? Take a look at this. It's quite simple. And then a message for blah blah. It's quite personal, and it could also be good. Although probably this is my least favorite one. If I were to rank them, I'd say maybe wanna test the course would be 1. How's it going? 2. Take a look at this. 3. 5-day course for you. Or like these two would be, well, I don't know actually. Anyway, let's get into the body. So when you're starting an email, you have to understand that it goes kind of like sentence by sentence, and every sentence is an invite into the next sentence. And if you make a sentence uninteresting and boring and irrelevant, people will drop off because nobody's got time to read stuff that's not relevant. So if I was writing a body, like of course you can do that. Hey, first name, whatever, that's boring in my opinion. I like to start things in a different way. So let me write a short introduction. So like the first section of the email where we're gonna kind of grab the prospect and be like, okay, you need to read this. And then I will come back to you and do the rest of the email. Okay, I kind of got carried away. I don't know how long that took me, maybe like 10 minutes. So I said, this is how I started the email. I said, do you think you're ready for your first copywriting client? Okay, so I'm skipping the hey, how are you, whatever. Do you think you're ready for your first copywriting client? If you're learning copywriting, you're thinking about just getting the skills and stuff and maybe getting your clients, but you haven't actually thought about, am I actually ready to take on a client? So then I'm saying, do you think you're ready for your first copywriting client? To get on a call with a business owner? To sign a contract, commit to a deadline, get paid. So here I'm just naming a few things that would naturally, in someone who's new and never done and has never done this could elicit a bunch of emotions, maybe a little bit of anxiety, maybe a little bit of excitement. But this is how you connect to your prospect. Like the first part of your email is all about connecting to the person you're writing to let them know, to either engage them emotionally, interest them, or just let them know that this email is for them. And obviously if they don't find it interesting, they're just going to click off. So make this super powerful and nice to read into. Then I say write copy that will actually be used by the business. So I'm saying, do you think you're ready for your first copy? Like, I know why I put these spaces. Okay. Do you think you're ready for your first copywriting client? To get on a call with a business owner, to sign a contract, commit to a deadline, get paid, write copy that will actually be used by the business. Maybe I should swap these around so they have some kind of an order. Then I say, let me tell you a secret. Okay. We like secrets. Everybody likes a secret. During my first client call, so I'm using storytelling here. I'm talking about my first ever client call. My palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms were heavy. I was nervous, but on the surface, I look calm already. Obviously, this is Eminem lyric, and I hope that you know this. No spaghetti though, so this is just a joke because the song in the song he talks about having a vomit on his sweater, and it was his mother's spaghetti. So I'm saying like no spaghetti though. So let me tell you a secret. During my first client call, my palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms were heavy. I was nervous, but on the surface, I look calm and ready. I'd probably put an emoji in here like that, you know that emoji. No spaghetti though. And then I say, it's scary, but guess what lies on the other side? Okay, so this is the before. And now I'm saying, what's the after? An email from PayPal. Client Solution LLC just paid you $1,243.40. A message from your client. We love the copy, Bob. Great job. When do you have time for a call? We want to discuss a bigger project. So I'm trying to put the customer in, I'm trying to put the reader in this scenario, because this is their ideal scenario. This is your ideal scenario, to be in this position where you receive the payment, where you have a happy client that wants to carry on working with you. Okay, so you see, this section was just about connecting with the prospect and introducing them into, like, showing them the before and after. So by this point, like, I have their attention, I have their interest, So now I'm going to introduce the copywriting challenge, and I'm going to call them to action. So give me 5 minutes while I write this down. Okay, I'm back. So where did we finish? We finished here, right? Yeah, okay. So then I said, I bet you like the sound of that, don't you? Of course, just it's a obvious rhetorical question, but it's just to get the person to be like, yeah, it's natural for us to be like, okay, yeah, I do like that, to admit that, to say the yes in their head, and that gets them engaged to the next part of them, that keeps them engaged and interested in the next part of the email. And then I say, I always tell people the same thing. I could also change people for new copywriters. New copywriters, the same thing. If you hear snoring, it's my dog. It's not me, obviously. Then I say, it doesn't matter if you don't feel ready. It will take a long time for you to feel ready and good enough, especially if you talk yourself down all the time. So here I'm addressing the internal talk of my prospect, and you should know the internal talk of the client through the client avatar work and research. And I'm saying the best thing to do is just get started and learn through experience. So I'm giving them the solution. Okay, it doesn't matter if you don't feel ready, you'll never feel ready. The best thing to do is just get started and learn through experience. If you want, I'll show you how to get your first client in just 5 days. So here I'm making a big promise. Yep, other newbies like you have done it already. So here I'm giving them social proof, and also like I could say 100 plus over, yeah, I could say 100 plus other newbies like you have done it already. Click here and find out how, and here would go the link to my landing page, and I say love Adriana, and then I add PS, yes, this is still for you even if you just got started with copywriting. Trust me, click here. So the PS, I use it usually to tackle an objection or add another CTA, or if the email didn't have any CTAs in it, then the PS is there. So the PS is the second most read thing in the whole email. That's why it's worth having something, because if someone, let's say someone starts reading this and they go, okay, the subject was 5-day course for you, and then do you think you're ready for your first copywriting? And let's say that they get to no spaghetti dough and they're like, well, what is this about? Because they don't know who Eminem is. And to be honest, at this point, if you don't know who Eminem is, you can click off. But let's say that they just say that, and then they just scroll down and they read the PS and it says, yes, this is still for you even if you just got started with copywriting. Trust me, click here. Then, like, even though they skip this whole message, they will get something out of it. They'll be like, oh, so I can say, yes, this challenge is this. Yeah, I could say, maybe we could say, yes, you can, yes, you can, okay, you can get your first copywriting clients with this challenge, even if you just got started with copywriting. Trust me, click here. So that, like, even if someone misses this whole part, they'll, from the PS, they'll know it's a copywriting challenge that's going to help them get clients, even if they just got started, and they might still click here even if they skip the whole email. So this is literally it. This is how I would write the email. It's not complicated. You just have to know how to connect with a prospect, and as long as it's relevant, they will read it. And if you make it fun, even better. So it's about being clever with the words and making it fun. But don't get too stressed out about like, oh, how many copywriting techniques I can use in there. Just as long as it's relevant to your audience and genuinely helpful, they're gonna love it and they're gonna click it. And obviously those that don't want to learn copywriting will not give two around this about this email, and those that need it, then they will. Okay. So that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like the way I teach, make sure you sign up to the copywriting challenge, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and let me know in the comments how you found it, and I'll see you in the next one.